Have you ever felt like your AI coding assistant could be, well, smarter? I mean, what if it could do more than just read the files you have open? Imagine if it could actually understand your entire data model, check your business logic, and even query your data, all without you ever having to leave your editor. Well, that's not a hypothetical anymore. It's the promise of a new open standard that's building a powerful bridge between our tools. It's called the Model Context Protocol, and we're about to break down exactly how it works. So to really get our heads around this, we'll start with the problem, what I like to call the AI's blind spot. Then we'll introduce the solution, the Model Context Protocol, or MCP, and see how it acts as a new bridge. After that, we'll look at the unified architecture, see it in action in a real workflow, and then wrap up with the huge payoff of making our AI truly context-aware. Okay, so let's set the stage. The core challenge is this. AI assistants like GitHub Copilot are incredibly powerful, right? But they've always had this one major limitation. They're basically blind to the specific context of our private, complex data models. They can see the code right in front of them, sure, but they have no idea about the massive universe of data that code connects to. This comparison really nails the shift we're talking about. Traditionally, your AI is kind of stuck in a room with just your open code files. That's its whole world. But with the Model Context Protocol, it's like a wall just got knocked down. Suddenly, that AI can see the entire connected data universe. It can reach out, it can understand your Power BI semantic model, it can validate your DAX measures, and it can query the data directly. We're going from isolated code intelligence to a totally holistic data intelligence. It's a huge deal. So, the big question is, how do you get the AI out of that isolated room? Well, that's where the solution comes in. It's called the Model Context Protocol, or MCP for short. Think of it as the missing link we've all been waiting for, connecting our AI agents directly to the source of truth, our data. So what is it really? At its heart, the MCP is an open standard. That means it provides a common language that lets an AI agent, like GitHub Copilot, forge a direct connection to an external system, like Power BI. And that connection is absolutely the key. It's what allows the AI to finally get the full context it needs about your data models and all that critical business logic you spent so much time building. A really simple way to think about it is that MCP acts like a universal translator. It creates that shared language so your AI assistant can stop guessing what your code is supposed to do and start reading the source of truth right from where it actually lives, inside your data model. Okay, so we've got this translator, but how does it fit into the bigger picture? To really understand the architecture, we need to look at three key players: Azure AI Foundry, Power BI, and of course GitHub Copilot. Each one plays a distinct and vital role in this new ecosystem. Their roles really fit together in three clear layers. We've got the backend brain, which is the core intelligence. Then there's the semantic layer, which holds all your business logic. And finally, you have the orchestrator, which is the part you actually interact with that brings it all together. Let's break each one down. First up, the backend brain. This is Azure AI Foundry. It's the foundation of this whole operation. This is where you host your custom AI models and manage all the connections to your different data sources, whether that's Azure SQL, Fabric, or something else. It provides the raw intelligence. Next is the semantic layer, and that's Power BI's job. This is where all your carefully crafted data models, your DAX measures, and all those important relationships live. And here's the crucial part. It's Power BI that exposes all of this rich context to the AI agent through something called the MCP server. And that brings us to the final piece of the puzzle, the orchestrator, GitHub Copilot. This is the part you see in use. It's the chat interface right inside your editor where you ask questions in plain English. Copilot then intelligently uses that MCP connection to go fetch the truth from Power BI and the logic from Azure AI Foundry to give you exactly the code or the insight you were looking for. Okay, so that's the theory. But what does this actually look like when the rubber hits the road? Let's walk through a real-world scenario to see how all these components work together and create a totally seamless workflow for data professionals. Now, bringing this to life happens in a few phases. It all starts by setting up that Power BI MCP server. That's what builds the crucial bridge. From there, you can integrate Azure AI Foundry to start bringing your own custom AI models into the mix. And then the final phase is just executing a truly combined workflow where everything is working in perfect harmony. And here is where the magic really happens, because this isn't just for one type of user. A data engineer can now use Copilot and Foundry to write Python scripts for data cleaning, but with an auto-completion that's truly intelligent about the data. Then, a BI developer can just ask Copilot to generate complex DAX measures based on that data. Even an analyst can chime in and ask about data quality, and Copilot can literally read the model, spot an issue like a disconnected table, and flag it immediately. Just picture this for a second. A BI developer, instead of manually writing out all that complex logic, can now just type in plain English. Hey, look at the sales table and generate a DAX measure for year-over-year growth. That's not just a nice to have, it's a massive productivity boost. All right, let's bring it all home and talk about the payoff. Why does this integration really matter? What are the tangible benefits you get when you make your AI assistant truly context-aware? It really comes down to three huge advantages. First, you get true context awareness. Your AI stops guessing about your schema and starts reading it directly. Second, you get consistency. Because everything is grounded in the exact same data and logic, your AI agents and your BI reports are always going to be in sync. And finally, speed. You get answers and you generate code instantly without that constant, frustrating context switching between different tools. So we'll leave you with this final thought. For years, we've been teaching our AI about our code. Now, for the first time, we can teach it about our data. The bridge has been built, so the only question left is, what are you going to ask it to build first?